build a hotel kit. I'm going to fill it with Roomettes and I'm going to light it up. So hang around and I'll show you what I'm doing. So this is this design preservation models. This is their Hilltown Hotel, and I'm going to be building this. This is the stuff that came in this plastic bag, and this is the directions. Let me get this thing open. Figures that as soon as you want to open something quick for someone, it won't open. That's what those directions look like. Parts that came in the box, I laid them out all here. Here's the front wall, the back wall, a side wall, another side wall, and this is the assembly for the front door kit. Then there's three pieces of plastic here for the glass, and that feels like some kind of plastic also. And then there's 3 sticks in this thing here, so we'll have to see how that all goes together. So I started off and I washed them already, but there's a whole bunch of these things here I got to cut off and sand all that, and then I'll probably have to wash them again to make sure they're nice and clean, and then I'll start painting the back sides. And after I get the back sides painted black, I'll start on the front. This is what I ordered for the interior. Roomettes. And there's little individual rooms. You can see about how big they are. Well, I just counted the lights, and there's 10 lights. And then I counted the sheets, and there's 10 sheets, and these are, oh, I don't know, 16 inches long, something like that. Well, I started off with a light gray on these two, and then put a white wash on it, and it came out way too white. So I went with some khaki brown and kind of tried to tame it down a little bit. And I think that's coming out pretty close to what I was looking for. I'm gonna put a, you know, like a black wash, a real light one on it, and I hope it doesn't. Hope I don't have to start all over, but so far it's coming out all right. So I put 3 walls of this together. I put that side on and that side, and it has no back because I got to be able to get all these rooms in here, and there's wires, and I decided that I'd try and put it all together from this side and then put the back on. Well, this is the main lobby, and I had like a counter from one of the old buildings that I repurposed, and I thought I'll throw that in there, and a bench, and I think it looks like a lobby with a few people for this hotel. If you look at the left side, that's, an open wall that goes to the window. So I did have to do a little extra painting on the wall of the hotel. I'll show you. I noticed any place there's a corner unit, that's the corner of the lobby. So I painted that kind of a burnt apple, the same color as the lobby, just so that if you look through the front windows, it would look painted. Now, this is the other side of the hotel. It's like a little store. And you can see in there's a wall on the side now, and the 2 windows are cut out. So that worked out great. But I'm looking at all the hotel rooms, and anything that I put on a corner, I'll have to paint the wall, just like I did the lobby. So that's something to look out for if you're ever building one of these. Well, that's the 2 lower modulars, and this is the light. That's what the lights look like, and they're going to go in those little square holes. So already there's 3 of them used in this building. So I just confiscated my wife's basket. This is her stash. This is her leftovers when she makes her quilts and that sort of thing, and she's always got something small. So I needed to raid this because I'm trying to make a bed. All I did for my beds was I took, this is just a square piece of wood stock, and I would cut about, say about almost 7 feet in end scale, and glue it on top of the next piece so that it was too wide. And then that's what I'd use for my beds. And then I would raid my wife's stash, and I'd make a bed out of it. Well, I don't know if that looks like a bed or not. I think it does, with a couple of pillows on it. So this is one of my hotel rooms here that I put together, and that's that makeshift bed I made, and put a couple of people sitting on there, and they're trying to think what they want to do for the rest of the day or the weekend. So that's the back as I start building my way up. So as I put in my modulars is when I'm blocking out the windows, so that I don't block out a window that, I wanted to put a modular there. So I'm using the remnants, the cutouts from my Roomettes, and I kind of painted those a light beige, and that's what I'm using for my my shades. And then I'm using these old pieces of cardboard packaging that came with my Just Play lights and that, and I'm cutting that to block out the windows. So all in all, I have 7 motel rooms, and all those different pieces of cardboard you see are my window treatments. It's either blocking them out or putting in the shutters. So what I really wanted to do was put a hotel sign here that would kind of flash hotel. And I found another sign that was a little bit bigger and fancier that I could have put either here or here. But I ran into a problem, and my Jesus Saves sign that I have is a 2-sided sign. So no matter which way you look at the sign, you see the sign flashing. But it seems like the 2 hotel signs that I wanted to get, they only work from one side. So if I put a hotel sign here, you'll see it from this side, but you won't see it from the other side. And I don't want that. So I decided to go with a rooftop sign. So I went to Lightworks USA, and that's that Miller Engineering. So I bought this shamrock sign. I'll show it to you. I don't know if you can see the flashing. It's a green sign, but sometimes with my camera, these lights don't quite show up the way they really are. And I really like the way that's working. But you know what? When I built this, like I said, I was thinking about the sign here or right on the edge in here. And I didn't think about a rooftop sign, and the roof is going to land just about on top of this piece of cardboard that you see there. So if I'm going to use this, there's my problem right there. If I stick it all the way in the front, because I wanted it in the front, just over the roof. That's how that's going to sit because of those boxes that's in the way. And I'm not going to move these boxes. I decided I'm not going to move the boxes. And if I put it on a corner, I get this straight. If I put it on a corner, it's just not going to look right, I don't think, sitting on the corner. So, you know, if it could have just moved over another, like this far, I would put it on the corner. But I think I'm going to have to set it back now. I think it's going to have to go right about, let's see if I can hold this, right about there on the roof. But I think that'll work still. I just wish it would have been closer to the front. There's just no way I can drop it down to clear all this stuff. So it's going to wind up sitting back here, and I'll have to build something that looks like it's holding the sign up here. So, you know, poor judgment on my part, or, you know, what I get for thinking I was going to go one way and then forced to go another way. So if you build something like this, keep that in mind about the sign. And I should have investigated that sign a little earlier than I did. I thought they were two-sided signs. So I had some leftover metal from a billboard sign, one of my N-scale signs that I did something different with it. So I painted it black and then put some brown on it for rust and glued that black piece of cardboard on the front. And I'm hoping it'll work out. I'm thinking it'll look something like that. So that's what it looks like with the wires for the sign in. And you can see that I put in some slats to hold the roof. And that's how I put in my roof. Now that's the back wall. And if you notice, I ran a board across the top to hold the roof. And there's a space in between that board and the chimney for my roof to slide into, and that's what holds the roof. I'm going to use one of these. And this is the sequential light hub. And I'll use a couple of these hubs so that I can have the lights go on and off in the hotel. I think that would make a nice touch to it. And then I have this one here. This one here is the light hub itself. So I'm gonna, if I stick to the 8 lights, I only need to use 2 of these hub ports. And then I got 2 for something else on my layout. And then I'll be using 2 of these. This is a port sharing device. So from the light hub, I run a line to this, and then I can run 4 lights off of this. So I'll need 2 of these for my hotel. I'll need 2 of these for my hotel if I just use 8 lights. If I decide to go more, then I'd have to buy another one of these and use an extra port from my light hub. So that's my hole for all my wires. I got that done. So I have a countertop underneath my layout. So I made this. Remember those components that I showed you? This is what's going to light that hotel. And on the back side of this, I've got some Velcro. So this will sit on the countertop. And I'll just use this for an example. It'll sit something like this underneath my layout. That's the object of this. I'll tell you what, once I get down in here, it's actually hard for me to get out. So this is where it's going, and I just leave both sides of the Velcro clipped together, and that way when you stick this one on there, you don't have to worry about not getting it in the right place then, you know. So this is going to go right up in here. Like so. And then when I take it off, I'll just, if I need to take it off, I can unplug it and pull it off of there. You know, if I needed that extra inch to get back there and work on something. I got a couple other wires here I gotta put up. Anyway, this is the gist of it, and then I got room for another one of these expanders here. And I'll probably put another one of these hubs over here on this side when I do the train station, because I'm going to have a lot of lights in the train station. But that's it. Now all I have to do is get that thing installed. That kind of gives you an idea of all the wires in my hole there. So that's what the back looks like. And you know, the back wall isn't glued in, but I mean, it's there, it holds. I can pick it up and move it around. It stays in place. So I might, you know, add a few more things. I don't know, do something to the doors yet down there, but that's about how it's going to look from the back. So that's the building, and I've got to do a little sidewalk work by the front door yet, and you know, the landscape, but that gives you an idea of what the building looks like. That's another look from another angle. And then between the two buildings, I'm going to have an alley. Well, I hope you enjoyed this build as much as I enjoyed building it. It wound up taking me all winter to build it. I built it off and on, not, you know, every day. And, you know, I had a few bumps along the way, and I hope by seeing this video you can maybe not have to go through some of those bumps that I went through. So I hope it helps you in some way. Anyway, I'll catch you on my next one. God bless you all.